Ayo, what it do? Welcome back. Axis of Combat, episode 41, UFC 297. Me and my brother bringing a full card breakdown, top to bottom, bottom to top, inside and out. We gonna break these fights down. And I ain't trying to be rude. Let me introduce my brother.
Who the boys? Who got next? Big Ayo on that inside and out, top to bottom, bottom to top.
Gotta strip them down.
But before we get into that business, you already know the routine. Like, follow, subscribe, Facebook, X, and Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And everybody on the YouTube right now, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. And please excuse us on the X Twitter thing. I'm still gonna call it Twitter. I feel like I should still call it Twitter. But
listen, it's Twitter. It's always been Twitter. It's gonna be Twitter until I'm off the platform.
Exactly.
It's Twitter till I die.
But yep, we got a full card for you guys. Pretty good card, top to bottom. There's some violent spots here. So I will say that this card's I feel it's I don't know if it's bettable. Everything's always bettable. It's a little dangerous to bet this card, in my opinion, because there's a lot of fights that are like juiced on one side, or like in terms of fanfare with the card is fantastic because you don't know how some of these fights are going to turn out. But from a betting perspective, if you're looking to lean on money lines and stuff like that, a little difficult. So we're going to try and find some value for you guys on this card and see how we're going to play this out for you guys. But before we get into any of that extra stuff, we are going to recap some bets from last weekend. I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah.
We got Bunez money line, Selensberger money line, Arlovsky money line, Benitez money line, Walker money line, long shots Wilson sub round 2, Walker sub. Those last three, not too much value lost there, so it's all gravy, baby. Now for the winners. Basharat decision. Oh, whoa, come on, man.
No, that was for me because I fucked up. So.
You best be. Basharat Lapilus and Simon Batista over 2.5 rounds. Moda's knockout. And then we jumped into boxing, and I made up with my night there. So as my brother, I put Better Beef round 7 through 12.
Payday.
So,
You want payday?
just about broke even, but you know, we could do better. 100%. Now turn it over to my brother. How'd you do, bro?
Not so decent night in the UFC. Finished about 1.5 in the negative, but it's all right. Boxing kind of flotated my overall to about a negative 2.5, so still a slightly losing night, but it's more break even than losing. But I'll take the L. I hold it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. What I got wrong here, we'll start with the money lines in the UFC. Bunez money line, cooked. Selensberger 2 units flushed. Cortez via KO, cooked.
Horrible fighter.
There we go.
Horrible fighter. Get the fuck out.
Benitez, Walker money line. Some of them long shots here. I have the Bunez sub, which, was kind of a lie, but ultimately it wasn't. Of course, you got to take the Wilson sub stab. Homeboy got destroyed by, what's his name?
Lord Assassin.
The Lord Assassin, yeah. I got McGee sub round 2, McGee sub round 3. He ended up flattening homeboy, so that was an L. Hawes Ferreira, I don't know why I even decided to take the shot on this, but I did. Fight goes the distance. Man, that was so dumb. And then the Walker sub plus 2,000. You win some, you lose some. But the ones I did win, that Moda money line, hit that Basharat decision. 1 unit parlay with Basharat Lapilus over 2.5, parlayed with the Simon Batista over 2.5. That hit. 1 long shot, the Moda KO. Hit that plus 420. Then over to boxing, I got a little more risky than my brother, but I didn't put as much. Half a unit, Better Be rounds 5 through 8.
Bam.
Oof.
Payday. Payday. You want payday?
Those are the juicy plus 250. You know, yeah. You win some, you lose some. Decent night overall. The fights were sick. Probably looking ahead at this card, not as excited fight-wise. Maybe a little more excited bet-wise. Might have some more bets here. Might.
Interesting. I disagree. I think this card is dangerous for a lot of reasons. I really do. I even like the main, all the way to the main event. Like, who's gonna win that one?
I mean, yeah,
beats me.
Listen, main event is a little sweaty, but you know, I think I got a little bit of a lean.
Yeah,
a little bit of a lean.
Let's jump into it.
All right, we're here. We're breaking down UFC 297. We're supposed to have some banger of like this card was supposed to be better, but obviously it got picked apart because you know they disrespect Canadians all the time. Volkanovski and Topuria was supposed to be on this card. That got pulled. Islam Oliveira got pulled from this card. Blachowicz and Rakic were supposed to be on this fight. Blachowicz ended up pulling out. Dominic Reyes was supposed to fight Oberg, and I don't know. Oberg must have really been hurt because this is easy money for him. Oberg ended up pulling out of this one. Man, R.I.P. Dom. I'm sorry, but he would have got cooked. 12 fights. Top to bottom, decent overall. Strickland's headlining, fighting Du Plessis.
Great fight.
And then we got Pennington fighting Maria Bueno Silva for the vacant Bantamweight Championship. Scary card, but I think playable in my opinion.
Yeah, listen, everything's playable if you're a degenerate.
Look no further, boys.
I just think there's like, you know, I don't know. We'll figure this out, but let's do it.
First fight, curtain jerker. We got a flyweight banger, battle of the mid. Actually, the lower mid. This is battle of the trash cans, I feel like. We got Malcolm X Gordon
Horrible fighter.
on the same week of Martin Luther King. Fighting Jimmy the Brick Flick.
Horrible fighter.
A man who got a spectacular sub on Cody Durden and retired and then came back and has been ass ever since.
Get the fuck out of here.
Gordon, 14-7, fighting out of London, Ontario, Canada. Hailing from Canada, 33 years old, fighting against the Brick, Jimmy Flick. 16-7, fighting out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma, 33 years old. All right, like I said, battle of the lower mid, trash. I don't know how you want to... Listen. All you need to know is that Malcolm X Gordon, don't know how to say his name. He's minus 200.
Yeah.
When has Malcolm Gordon ever been minus 200 anywhere? Do you feel comfortable laying that kind of juice on Malcolm Gordon? Ugh, man.
Remember when Debo snuffed the dude? The guy Red just for taking his bike?
Oh,
he asked his spot, you want some of this too, old man?
No.
No, I don't. I fucking don't. Oh, my goodness.
This fight is rough. In terms of picking a side, gruesome. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I think I do lean Malcolm. Jimmy Flick, listen, I'll give him credit, sub-god. Well, not a sub-god, but like, you know, he could do his thing with the jits. Malcolm Gordon, though. I think he's going to be the better striker. I think he's the better wrestler. And he has no chin. But he doesn't have to worry about that with Jimmy the Brick Flick because Flick ain't got no bricks in his hand. So it's...
I tell you what, I'll play Jimmy Flick some knockout prop. For sure.
100% because my man is literally glass.
Malcolm can't take a shot.
Dusty boy.
Malcolm should win this fight. He's in Canada. He's the hometown guy, but I don't know particularly how I just don't know particularly how this fight's gonna look. I will tell you it's not gonna go the distance.
Yeah, what I'm feeling for this
violence.
For this particular fight in particular, I'm feeling unders.
Violence.
I think under 2.5. I think fight doesn't go the distance. If you like the Malcolm Gordon side, I think KO. If you like the Jimmy Flick side, probably KO too. I don't think Malcolm is the easiest guy to submit, but either way, I don't see this fight going all 3 rounds. Somebody's dying. Somebody's getting shut down. This This fight goes all 3 rounds. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
People gonna bleed. It's gonna get cut open, and somebody might die.
I'm leaning Gordon for the win here, not with the most confidence. It sounds like you are too.
Yeah, I would say Gordon because he's the better fighter in my opinion. But yeah, violence. Violence is the way to play this fight, 100%. And then Jimmy Flick's knockout prop. It's gonna be like +1. It's gonna be like 10-1 odds. I'll take it. I'll take a shot.
Second fight on the prelims here. We got Jasmine Jasudavicius. I think I said her name right. Jasudavicius.
Yes, you got it.
Going 1-on-1 with the zombie girl, Priscila Cachoeira. Jasudavicius, 9-3. Also hailing from Ontario, Canada. Fighting out of Canada. 34 years old. I didn't realize she was that old. Going 1-on-1 with Priscila Cachoeira, the zombie girl. 12-5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 35 years old. I think Jazz is probably the rightful side here. Priscilla cannot stop a takedown.
No.
If her life depended on it. At these odds, though, Jasmine being what?
Minus 375.
375 is huge.
For a girl that can knock her out.
For a girl who, I mean, listen.
Against Priscilla can knock her out.
I give it to Jasmine. She's never been knocked out. She's tough. She leans on her chin a little too much.
Too much.
But she's taken beatings. She took a beating from Tracy, who didn't really have to use that much wrestling to beat her. She took a beating from, what's that girl's name? The Brazilian girl.
Natalia Silva.
Yes. Natalia Silva beat 7 bricks of shit out of her. Cachoeira struggled historically against wrestlers. She can catch her. Cachoeira can catch a body. But I'm gonna lean Jasmine here. I just don't like the odds.
No. Jasmine at home as well too. You know, this being a Canada card, but I think the late props are not terrible. She actually, Priscilla, believe it or not, doesn't have terrible takedown defense, which is crazy.
Yeah, her takedown defense isn't terrible.
Percentage wise,
yes.
But from a technical standpoint, horrid. So, you know, I will say, I think I would be curious. She's a plus 295. I'm curious as to what her knockout prop is. I'll play that just as a long shot. And Jasmine via late stoppage, even though I don't think she stopped when they won in the UFC, but I could see her getting a mounted crucifix here and just elbowing her to death.
Referee stoppage, 100%.
Yeah, so
rounds 2 and 3, I think I definitely like for Jasmine.
Yeah, and then Priscilla early, to be fair, because if Priscilla doesn't get her out early, I think it's a wrap. I think that's how you play this fight. So Jasmine's definitely the lean. I think that's how I would play it, but we'll see what the lines look like when the props drop.
Third fight on the prelims. Yohan Lainesse, 1-on-1 with Sam Patterson. The White Lion, Lainesse, is 9-2. Also fighting out of Canada. Hailing from Canada. 31 years old. Going 1-on-1 with The Future. Man, what a terrible... I hate that nickname, The Future. I can't stand it. It's anybody. Even Macy Barber has The Future, right?
Oh my goodness.
I just don't like that nickname. It's just so stupid.
It's terrible.
If you're not a god, like, I'd rather just your name be Lord Assassin. You know, like The Future, you know, you better be good.
Very creative there, buddy.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I'm at with it too.
Sam Patterson, 10-2-1, fighting out of the United Kingdom, hailing from England, 27 years old. This is another fight where one of my principal rules is going to come in, where you don't fade mid with mid. This is the battle of the mid. Lainesse, listen, Yohan, he's got that power. He's got the striking edge here. I think he's the better fighter. The problem is he's just been so gun shy lately in his last couple fights. And that's because he just wants to save his cardio, because he does not want to gas out. And he took what happened to him against Gabe Green to heart, because he killed that man. And that man, like Jesus Christ, came back from the dead and destroyed him immediately after. Ever since then, he's been super tentative in his fights. I do lean him in terms of the power. I think if you're going to bet Lainesse, I think it's Lainesse early. Sam Patterson, man, he is like the actual definition of mid. I don't like this guy's game.
Anything about him.
I think he's just
overrated. He's just big.
Mid.
He's just big.
That being said,
he's also moving up a weight class, by the way. Everyone should keep that in mind.
He's moving up a weight class, which should mitigate some chin issues that this guy has because he has tall man defense. I'll give Patterson credit. He's got cardio. I think if you like the Patterson side, rounds 2 and 3, probably not the worst. If you want a particular stoppage, I would lean submission because I don't think he's got that kind of power.
No.
He will be the minute winner for the most part because he will be throwing more volume than Lainesse because Lainesse just doesn't want to gas. I'm going to reluctantly, because I've been going back and forth with this, I'm going to reluctantly lean Sam Patterson, but I do not feel good about it.
I'm leaning Yohan for all the reasons you listed. I think Sam fights like a tall man. He backs up. He doesn't back straight up with his chin. Like down, he backs straight up like this, all the time. Hands out, tries to grab a hold of you, tries to grab the clinch, or tries to control your arms. But he leaves his chin straight up in the air. And I think Yohan just needs to find that chin once, in my opinion. Yohan can crack. And to hurt Gabe Green like that, to hurt everyone he's fought like that, you got to have some serious power. So I think he can even win this. I could see him dropping this guy twice in 2 rounds too and winning the fight via decision. I really could, especially if he's going to be patient with the way he's been fighting. Yohan's definitely the lean. I just don't know how I'm going to bet this fight or if I have any interest in betting this fight. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this mid-level fight.
Next fight we got here in the prelims. It is a women's strawweight fight. And it is featuring Gillian Robertson, the Savage, going one-on-one with Dama de Ferro. I didn't even know she had a nickname. Polyana Viana. Robertson, right? They don't say Robertson, it's Robertson.
Yep.
Robertson is 12-8, fighting out of St. Lucie, Florida, hailing from Canada, though. 28 years old, going one-on-one with Polyana Viana. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 13-6 overall, 31 years old. This is another fight where Gillian is what is she on the line right now?
I'm minus 250. That's insane.
That's a little uncomfortable.
That's insane.
I mean, listen, Polyana, say what you want about her. I think she's world-class jits. What, she's like a 20-time champion in some shit. in some jiu-jitsu shit. She also beat the shit out of a home invader. You got to put that on the resume.
A dude, by the way.
A dude. Yeah. Straight wrecked him. In terms of this fight in particular, she's got the stand-up advantage 100%. Gillian cannot strike. Her striking is below serviceable. It's terrible. Viana, leg kicks, decent jab. I think she's got power. But the problem with Polyana is that she just likes to play her for back a little bit too much. And Robertson, she knows what she's good at. She knows what she's bad at. She wants this fight on the ground. And when she's on the ground, very, very good jiu-jitsu. Very, very savage ground and pound.
No pun intended.
Where's the pun?
I think her nickname's Savage, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Pun intended. I'm going to lean Robertson here only because I don't see Polyana really keeping the fight standing, even though she should try to. It's just that she believes in her jiu-jitsu so much that she's just willing to just go down and do the thing. And I think submission for submission, she's probably better. But if you're gonna just play in Gillian's wheelhouse here, who can't strike, she got outstruck by Tabitha. Ain't no shame in the game, but ever since she's moved on to 115, she hasn't looked the fastest. But if you're gonna bring it down to the ground, I'm gonna have to lean Robertson, especially since I can only picture this fight where I think Robertson is gonna be on top more than Polyana is gonna be on top. And if give me the person on top.
Well, listen, I got the dog in this fight. That's who I'm leaning with. And I'm probably going to bet her, too, because I think this line's a little disrespectful towards her for a couple of reasons. I agree with you. I think Paulie likes to play on her back a lot, but I also think Gillian likes to play off her back a lot, too. And if Polyana approaches this fight anywhere, any way the way she did Lucindo in her last fight, even though it was a loss, she was aggressive with going for the takedown. She did get to the body lock. She did get Lucindo to the floor, and Lucindo pop back up. I don't know if Gillian's going to give that much resistance to pop back up if she gets her to the floor. And even off of her back, if Pauly's going to be creating scrambles, is going to be elbowing her, kneeing her, getting the knee shield up to get back to her feet, throwing up submissions, making Gillian work. I could see a situation where Pauly either subs her, gets back to her feet, and then comfortably keeps her, comfortably just keeps her at range and just beats the shit out of her.
Who do you think is stronger between the two?
Pauly.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think Pauly is I think Pauly's big for the weight class too. So all this stuff that Gillian moving down, I get it, but Gillian is not bigger than her. She's not a bigger girl. So I think Pauly's going to have the advantage in a lot of those situations. I think she's going to be able to exploit some holes. And, I just think at plus 205, it's a little insane. It's like, it should be a little closer because Gillian, I love Gillian Robertson too, by the way. Don't beat me up, Gillian. But I just feel like sometimes she kind of checks out sometimes in these fights, and the thing is, if she's playing that game with someone who's like kind of as world class as Pauly is off of her back, she could be in some real shit down the stretch of this fight, even early in this fight when she's fresh. So I like Pauly as a dog shot.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking me off this bet. I'm not gonna lie to you. 'Cause
yeah, you might, like I said, you're gonna flip, and you might feel one way one day, and then the other day feel another way. So I get it. I get the Gillian thing. I just don't like her at that line. I think that line is crazy.
All right, next fight we have here on the prelims is a men's bantamweight fight, and it's between two debutantes. The first, Serhiy Sidey, spelled crazy right now, 10-1, fighting out of Canada, hailing from Canada, 27 years old, going one-on-one with the Savage, another Savage, Ramon Taveras.
Real creative there, buddy.
Fighting out of Jacksonville, Florida, 9-2 overall, 30 years old. This is a run back from the Contender Series where Sidney was able to put down Taveras, and for some strange reason, who was the referee's name? Kevin O'Donnell?
Chris Tione?
No, it wasn't Chris Tione. I think it was Kevin something.
Yeah.
Just immediately stops the fight. Then they immediately pan to Dana White, and Dana White puts the most ugliest face like, what the fuck was that?
It was definitely an early stoppage.
Super early stoppage. So we didn't get to see the fight we wanted to see. Serhiy Sidey. I'm going to keep busting this guy's name up.
Hello, Sidney.
Sidey wins the contract, moves up. They bring back Taveras like 2 months later. Ends up annihilating some guy.
Rameses, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That dude fought like he never fought before.
Are you not entertained?
Is that his nickname?
I think so.
Hilarious.
Just wrecked him. Ended up, so now they both got contracts. They're both running to the back on this card. Sidey, I think Sidey's the side here. I think Sidey's just the overall better fighter.
Agreed.
I think he knows how to use his length. He's the taller fighter. He's got more reach. He's got wrestling upside. I think he's got jits upside. He's just like a more complete fighter.
Absolutely.
Counter puncher. I think it kind of plays out more or less the same way it kind of did before the early stoppage. Taveras, slick boxer, definitely got bricks for hands. Finishes everybody. Problem with him, a little too punchable. He's not like, I heard some people comparing him to like Joshua Van. I don't think he's got Joshua Van's chin.
Let's pump the brakes there, buddy.
Let's slow it down there just a little bit.
Let's slow down the van real quick.
He does have the slick boxing, though, and he does work the body. He's very aggressive, walks forward, pressure. I like his style. I think it's an entertaining style. I just think this is a bad matchup. And I kind of see Sidney winning here. I don't know by finish. Don't know if it's going to go to decision. I don't really got a feel for that, but I do think Sidney's the side. And it's probably playable. I might play this line. I'm still thinking about it, but I think Sidney's the side here.
Yeah.
Sidey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sidney, you hear me? His name is Serhiy Sidey. I apologize. He's also Ukrainian apparently, so +5 durability.
I'm with you on this guy. He's also been in 5-round fights, and I'm not worried about his cardio as much as I would worry about Taveras if it got extended. I don't know if I like the line. I may wake up tomorrow, feel like Taveras is live. I might wake up the next day, feel like Sidey is the side. And then I might wake up, the following day and be like,
stupid, I'm not going to let you get the chance.
At this pocket, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This fight, I don't know how I'm going to bet it. Don't know if I have any interest in betting it. We'll see, though. We'll definitely see.
Next fight on the prelims, we got Jourdain, Jourdain, going one-on-one with the sniper, Sean Woodson. Jourdain, 15-6-1, hailing from Canada, fighting out of Canada, 28 years old, going against the sniper, Sean Woodson, 10-1-1, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, 31 years old. Striker versus striker. This fight's going to be entertaining as fuck.
One of the best fights in the card.
I think so. Leaning Jourdain here.
Same.
Reason being is a couple of reasons. Sean Woodson, I think he's a very slick boxer. He doesn't really sit on his punches, so he don't really have that one-shot KO that I'm kind of looking for here, especially against a guy like Jourdain, where I feel like you would kind of need it. He did show some wrestling potential in his last fight against Bazookia, but we're talking about Bazookia here, who I don't think is even UFC level.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit mid. I think Serhiy did him dirty. Did
him a favor getting him in.
Yeah, I mean, they did him a favor getting him in, but, they're doing him dirty. I think he's got potential, but I don't think he's ready.
No.
Woodson, he's got some jits when you get him in the ground. I don't think that's where he wants to go with Jourdain, who I think has better jits, and I think his submission game is top tier. His guillotine front choke series, he's good.
Yeah.
Very slick.
He has a grappling upside for sure.
Jourdain, better resume, fought the better competition, lost to the better competition, beaten the better competition, has shown IQ upside because I think his second to last fight, he fought Chrome Gracie. It was like, I'm not engaging you there, bro. I think the way to beat Jourdain is to wrestle him. Sean Woodson is not the type to wrestle. And I think if he does wrestle,
it's going to be when he's hurt, probably.
I don't think he's got the jits anyway.
Correct.
I think Jourdain, you might think he has a problem trying to get in because this guy's going to have like 9 inches in reach, 5 inches in height, I think. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think Jourdain is smooth. He's slick. He'll get in. I like Jourdain here.
Yeah, I think this fight's going to look a lot like the Luis Saldana fight where in and out, darting, just putting his punches together in combination against a guy who's kind of trying to one-shot pop you and, not really plan and sit down on his punches. So I agree with you. I think Jourdain is the side. Even though Sean Woodson has a 46-3 boxing record, prior to his car accident. And I believe the car accident thing because if you look at how Sean Woodson's built, it looks like they took pieces of other people's dead bodies and threw it together and made Sean Woodson. Like, it's pretty laughable, man, how he's built. I mean, he's fucking talented, bro. Like, I'm not trying to, shit on the guy, but the way he's built, he's got little thin legs, the smallest torso, and then like a big ass head, and then long, and like he looks like like they just took random body parts and said, all right, how can we make a complete fighter?
He's built like a character from like the Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah, like that. No, that's no bullshit. Like that's exactly what he looks
like. He's got
like.
that kind of body build. It's crazy.
Good boxer. I'm not trying to shit.
Crazy boxer.
Crazy boxer.
He'll bust me up. I ain't trying to talk too much shit about him. You know what I'm saying,
but yeah, he's a decent fighter. I just think Jourdain is gonna be in his face, gonna land a lot of damage, and if the wrestling and the clinch are there, he's gonna go to work there too. And he's gonna work the body, probably take him down once or twice, or even threaten the takedown to set up and open up his punches. So I like Jourdain as well. I don't know how I'm gonna bet this because he's at -190. I might take the money line there, low key, just because I feel pretty confident that he's gonna win this fight.
How do you feel about late round stoppages, like round 2?
That's what I'm saying. I think those are live.
I think those are
live just because of the volume. Jourdain's volume is insane. So he's gonna be the moment winner, arguably, and the minute winner in this fight. And he's the better fighter. So
prelim main event, men's bantamweight, recent UFC Ultimate Fighter winner, 2-time Brad Katona.
5-time.
Go on one with Garrett Armfield, Superman Katona, 13-2, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, hailing from Canada, 32 years old. Go on one with Garrett Armfield, 9-3, fighting out of, it just says Florida, the whole state of Florida. 9-3 overall. I think I said that already. 27 years old. That shit just threw me off. It just says Florida. My man represents the whole entire state of Florida.
He's
Garrett Armfield.
He's with the alligators.
Shit.
He's rolling around with them.
He's from the Everglades. I think this is a Katona fight.
Yes.
Katona's, listen, he's just got, not to wiki cap this shit, but like, you go down the resume here. I mean, he's got the better strength of schedule. He's fought the better fighters. He's lost to the better fighters. His record doesn't even reflect the fighters that he's beaten because they don't count the UFC Ultimate Fighter fights where he beat Timur Valiev, where he beat
Hunter, right? No, he didn't beat Hunter.
No, he lost to Hunter. He's only lost
Cody
twice.
Gibson.
He beat Cody in the finale. Even before that, he fought Bryce Mitchell in the first time that he was in the Ultimate Fighter. Beat him. This guy's got a resume. He's good.
He's really good.
Calculated, cerebral fighter, smart. He makes the adjustments. And I think the key to this fight in particular is that if he goes to the wrestling, I think Garrett Armfield's decent at, but I think he's got the edge there because I think Garrett Armfield's edge and his only edge in this fight is probably the striking. He does have the reach advantage, and he does have some slick striking. I'll give Garrett Armfield that.
But he's going against a guy that has a chin and infinite cardio.
Exactly.
Like Katona does. Katona was in there with Marab, and he wasn't tied in the third round. He was breathing. Not like Marab is different. Like we'll say that, but he was not breathing. Like he wasn't having too much difficulty breathing against Marab. And that's insane. And that pace of that fight was insane. So
and you can tell that Marab fight bothered him because after they let him go, he went to Brave FC and fought nothing but just grapplers, just killer Russians.
Yeah.
And beat all those guys too. So
Brad's a beast, man.
I mean,
we're not quite sure why he got cut the first time. That's how good he is.
I think he's a boring fighter.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
He's a decision Katona. Yeah. And that's probably how he's going to win this fight low key. I might play his money line too because I feel pretty, even though it's a little juiced, I think it's at like minus 180 on some sports books, 185. I feel like I feel like he's going to win this fight, but I'm probably going to bet him by decision. Most likely so.
Yeah, I'm feeling the Katona decision. I don't see it probably any other way. I mean, what do you think about overs? They're probably juiced, right?
I don't know. I got to take a look.
I don't think we don't have any props out at the moment, so.
Yeah. I agree. It probably goes to decision. Gun to the head's going to go to decision.
All right, first fight we got here on the main card, UFC 297. And I'm actually surprised that they're opening up with this fight, but maybe at the same time, maybe not. We got Arnold Allen, the almighty Arnold Allen, going one-on-one with Movsar Evloev. Man, I busted that up.
Great fight.
Arnold Allen, the almighty, is 19-2, fighting out of England, hailing from England, 29 years old, going one-on-one with Evloev, who is an undefeated 17-0. Perfect. Fighting out of Russia, hailing from Russia, 29 years old. I'm cutting the mustard here. I don't even think that's an expression. I'm just going to cut right to the chase here. I like Evloev here.
By decision.
Probably by decision. It's what sucks is that this fight is it's just a 3-round fight. I think this fight is probably one of the most high level fights they have on the card. 2 high level fighters. Arnold Allen, excellent striker. Mitts for hands. He's got a boxing background, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think he has he did boxing before he did MMA, but has, rounded his game out. He is, I don't want to say easy to take down, but he can be taken down. His fight against Amir Khani was able to get on top all 3 rounds. And you know how Amir Khani only got 5 minutes of gas. The fact that he was able to get on top in the second and in the third round, little worrisome. The fight where he gets absolutely rinsed on the ground, Maz Burnell lost that fight. Well, he was losing that fight 100%, but was able to get a,
late guillotine, front choke. I don't remember exactly what it was. In the third round, bailed them out. I don't want to say bailed them out. I mean, listen, he earned that shit. But that's the story of Maz Burnell's anyway. Like Burnell's, excellent 2.5 rounds and just chokes in the third round. That's just his MMO. He hasn't fought a grappler since
Got washed up. Not washed up, but he kind of got taken to school a little bit by Max Holloway in his last fight. Max Holloway, the GOAT.
A beast, yeah. He's a beast, bro. He's still so good.
Evloev, absolute monster on the ground.
Evloev is the best wrestler this guy's fought.
100%.
100%.
Hands down. And even if you look at the statisticals, decent striker. In his fight against, what's his name?
Diego Lopez.
Dawodu.
Oh, that's right.
He was winning a lot of that fight just purely standing up. Dan Ige rinsed him. And this guy is hard to submit too. Nick Lentz, he fought Nick Lentz a weight class up. Nick Lentz was able to like put him in some crazy spots. Same thing for Diego Lopez in his last fight. He got put in crazy spots. Hard to submit. I'm going to lean Evloev here, and I think I'm going to lean Evloev by decision. I don't think anybody finishes anybody here.
I agree.
I think these are two very high-level guys. Who knows how much Arnold Allen's wrestling has improved in 6 years, because that was the last time he fought a grappler, but I got to lean Evloev here.
Yeah, I'm with you on this, and I'm with you on this because I think outside of Max Holloway, Homeboy has fought the better brand of competition, Evloev, up and down, if we're being frank. I think, actually, no, you know what? Let me not say that because
I wouldn't say that.
He fought Cater, Hooker, and Yusuf, and Max Holloway. Okay, never mind. I take that back. I retract that statement. But I just don't know how he's going to be able to deal with this guy on the floor. And this guy, if you look at how he's built like a fucking tank. He is absurdly strong. I don't even know how he makes weight sometimes, to be frank with you. That's going to be something to watch out for, even though he's constantly made weight. I want to see how it looks in the scales as well. But yeah, probably Evloev by decision. Arnold Allen is not an easy out for anyone. I don't think he's been finished before, if I'm being frank.
No.
And he took some punishment, the Max fight, and even the other fight with the guy who burns and takes L's. He was getting his ass whipped in that fight, still pulled it out at the end. And that fight was probably going to go to decision low-key. So I like the decision here, even though Evloev, I think, is a different level. And, you know, another reason why I think this fight's going to be a little patient because these guys are not the most active fighters. So I could see this fight being very slow in the beginning and then ramping up towards the end, which gives me a lot more hope with the overs as well as with the decision. So that's how I'm going to play this fight. Evloev decision.
Next fight we have on the main card, we got the action man, Chris Curtis, going one-on-one with the power bar, Marc-André Barriault. The action man, 30-10, fighting out of Las Vegas, hailing from Las Vegas, 36 years old, going one-on-one with the power bar, Barriault. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, but hailing from Canada, 33 years old, 16-6 overall. This fight is fun. Another striker fight. Obviously, Chris Curtis, impeccable takedown defense, excellent counter striker. In a fight where I think this kind of plays into his strengths because Barriault is just one of those guys who he fights the same way in almost every fight. He's walking forward, he's throwing hella volume, and he's definitely he'll mix in like the takedowns, but he's not really looking for the takedowns. He wants to fight, he wants to strike. I'm leaning Chris Curtis here. Minus 200 doesn't really make me feel all too comfortable, only because Chris Curtis is so reliant on the counter striking that
it hurts him. He'll give away rounds.
He'll give away rounds looking for those strikes. You see what I'm saying? But I do think he does find them here because I think Barriault's going to be throwing enough where it's going to give opportunities for Chris Curtis to look good. Nothing against Barriault. I think Barriault's got power. He's got volume. He's just, but he can get hit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I like Chris Curtis here just for the slicker counter boxing, and I think he's going to have bigger moments in these rounds, might even drop MAB. Probably won't get finished because Curtis doesn't really go after it. So unfortunately, I think he can really put some guys away. This guy's only been stopped twice. Once by Anthony Hernandez via triangle choke, and the other time by Chidi Nkunkunwani, I think is how you pronounce it. Nchukwani.
Yeah.
Via overhand right, which, I mean, if you've seen Chidi hit, he hits. So
Chidi, bang, bang, boy.
I don't know if Curtis hits on the same stratospheres here, but what I will say is that was also a 16-second knockout that he had on him. Curtis is not knocking this guy out in 16 seconds unless Curtis changes his whole game plan from how he's always fought and just deviates and just goes after him immediately, which I don't see happening. Maybe he's going to, be able to manage space, give him some different looks. Curtis is going to make his reads. Definitely over a round and a half, in my opinion. But this fight, I think this fight's going to go the distance. Give me Chris Curtis by decision here for all the reasons you listed, as well as MAB's durability and as well as Chris Curtis's durability. Very durable human beings. And if you're getting knocked out by just Chidi, that's nothing to hang your hat on. And then Chris Curtis, probably some of the best takedown defense I've seen in the UFC. And he's also not going to take down MAB. MAB's not going to be able to take him down either. So this fight's going to stay on the feet. 100%. Chris Curtis ain't going to shoot on him. So it's going to be a stand-up brawl. Chris Curtis via decision.
Next fight we have here, the featured bout in the welterweight division. We have the Haitian sensation, Neil Magny, returning to fight one-on-one with proper Mike Malott. The Haitian sensation here, 28-11, fighting out of Dalton, Illinois, 36 years old, going one-on-one with proper Mike Malott. 10-1-1, fighting out of Sacramento, California, hailing from Canada, 32 years old. Neil Magny, listen.
I think he's shot.
He might be shot. I mean, I don't want to I don't want to use the word or the term gatekeeper in any kind of like negative derogatory sense, but that's what he is. He's pretty much a gatekeeper to the welterweight top ranking.
Yep.
Got 7 shades of shit beat out of him by Ian Gary.
Ian didn't stop him though.
Ian could have stopped him
because he's stupid.
But he, just I guess wanted to prove a point, whatever. We don't know how Ian Gary moves around here, but we don't move like Ian Gary moves.
Both professionally and personally.
Stupid.
Listen, Mike Malott, up and comer, doesn't fight enough, doesn't have the best resume. I mean, literally like 2-3 fights ago, just finished fighting like Mickey Gall. His last fight was against Lainesse. Listen, he is doing what he needs to do to these guys, though. He's packing them up. He's the jiu-jitsu coach, I think, for Alpha Male.
Can grapple his ass off, by the way.
Can grapple his ass straight the fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean Mike Malott here. I don't like his money line. I think this the odds should be closer than what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if it gets a little disrespectful, I might lean Magny. I might. But the problem is Magny don't finish nobody. Magny has been subbed several times. That being said, he has been subbed by the top tier guys.
Mike Malott by submission is probably the play here.
Mike Malott by decision or late submission is kind of where I'm leaning. Don't know if I'm going to play it. I guess it depends. It all depends on the number and what the number looks like.
I will say, I know you're saying decision. He has no decision wins or losses.
But I think like this is just such a big step up in competition for him, where I think Neil Magny can ride the wave a little bit. He's gonna push him. He's gonna push him a bit.
I like submission here. I think he gets him.
Gun to the head. submission. I agree, but I do think Mike Malott is a side. I just don't think he should be this big of a favorite.
He also shouldn't be this big with opening his mouth about Canada.
Wait, what?
He brags so much about,
he's proud.
I'm Canadian. Yo, bro, we get it, bro. You gotta do it once. He did it like in the post presser, the pre presser, the built, the thing that they had like a round table for Canadian fighters.
Dude, he's the next GSP.
Yeah, I'm Canada, man. I'm Canada, bro. It's like a Lima McFarlane, bro. Hawaii. We get it, sis.
Yeah, we get it.
We get it, bro.
She be repping Hawaii.
Oh my goodness. That's a terrible thing, but oh my goodness. We get it. We get it. But Mike Malott, despite the disrespect I put on your name just now, I do like you in this fight. I think you are gonna sub this guy. I think you're an exceptional grappler, so I'm leaning you for sure. Don't know I'm gonna bet it, but I want to see these lines shake out. So
co-main event for the vacant UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. We have Raquel Pennington going one-on-one with Shitara Myra Bueno Silva. Pennington, fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, 15-8 overall, 35 years old, going one-on-one with Shitara. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 10-2-1 overall, 32 years old. I'm leaning Shitara here. I respect the hell out of Pennington.
Same.
I mean, is it too much to call her a pioneer? She's definitely got like legs in the game. She's been around for a while. She's fought like,
Everybody.
She's fought a lot of people. The problem I see with her in this particular fight is that she kind of just plays into
Bueno
Silva does really good. Like Rocky is the way Rocky wins fights is pressure, put you against the cage, clinch. The problem with that is I don't think you want to be in Chitara's clinch. Also, I think at distance, she might be the better boxer.
Silva's the better puncher.
But Chitara hits. She's
Bigger
got
puncher.
power. I still give Rocky the cardio edge, obviously, right? But if you're telling me you're giving me 5 rounds for Chitara to get a sub when she's probably the most wicked submission artist in the bantamweight division right now, I like my chances.
I agree.
I'm leaning the shit out of Silva here. I like the line. I'm probably gonna play it as soon as I get the fuck off of this podcast. And
super necessary.
And it's gonna be extremely necessary. I like Silva here. What about you? I think you're on board with me here. I think.
Yeah. I thought about it a little bit, like you did, and I just see too many openings for Myra to take advantage of. I think if Ricky won this fight, or Ricky, Jesus, sorry, Raquel.
Rocky. I think you got the Pennington part mixed up with the Rocky part.
Yeah,
so
I didn't mean to insult you, Raquel, because I think Kobe Covington called you Ricky too, Mike. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's terrible.
We apologize.
We
Rocky,
apologize. I respect you. I think you're Boricua too, so.
Listen, you get one free punch on this dude.
Yeah,
I give it to you.
I respect it. I respect the hell out of you. I just think that how I look at this is that Holly beat Raquel twice. She did what Raquel does, but better. Twice, clearly, because it was like kind of the same fight, if I recall correctly. If not, Holly kept it more arranged in the first fight. Myra just tapped that girl for playing into that game. I could see another ninja choke submission happening. I wish I could play that like directly, like that power guillotine. But Myra will jump guard on this girl and go for a leg lock.
Oh, 100%.
She'll throw up. She'll get a guillotine on her.
Also,
she can knock her on the feet and beat her up in the clinch. There's a lot of things that Myra does well, and I'm also on board with her winning because I feel like this division needs personality.
And just 2 more things I want to bring up. I think, and I noticed it more. I mean, listen, it was against Stephanie Egger and Lena Landsberg, but Myra has shown another level in her game where she's starting to actively wrestle as well.
Yeah,
which I do like. And on the Pennington side, she will be the minute winner, I think, in my opinion.
I agree.
But
if Raquel won this fight, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the moments that Myra's gonna win, I think she just finds ways to win,
and she finds ways to finish.
Yes,
like you gotta stay perfect for 25 minutes. Where if you give up your neck or your arm or your leg within that time frame, you're in trouble.
And Raquel's only been finished twice. Yeah. Once by Amanda Nunes, and that was ground and pound in the 5th round.
Yeah, no shame in that.
No shame.
That was the fight where she kind of gave up in the. I don't want to say she gave up in the corner. She just I want to be done. I don't know what she meant by that. I think she was just tired, to be frank.
Yeah.
It was a walloping them. It was hard to watch.
And then she got a submission loss in 2012 to Kat Zingano.
No shame in that.
No shame in that. 2 legends in the game. Like I said, again, she's fought the best of the best. She's fought the who's who in women's MMA. At least in the bantamweight division, 100%.
I agree.
But Bueno Silva's a killer, bro.
Killer. I think she's being very overly looked in terms of what she does. And I know her cardio is the only question I have, but I think she can find a submission within the time frame that's allowed in this fight. Plus, she's been a lot more patient lately. She kind of just lets the submissions fall into her lap as opposed to actively going for them, unless she's actively wrestling. But even her striking, she works in bursts, so she conserves energy. So I like Myra here.
Main event time for the middleweight championship of the world. We have a grudge match, a newly founded beef between Sean Strickland, the guy that's nicknamed Tarzan. I'm pretty sure he hasn't gone by that nickname.
That's what he had hair
since the motorcycle accident, right? Since he moved up. Going 1-on-1 with This nickname is actually kind of hard. Still Knox. Dricus Du Plessis. Strickland, 28-5, the champion. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, 32 years old. I said 28-5. I said 28-5. Going one-on-one with Still Knox. Dricus Du Plessis. I butchered his last name. Damn. 20-2, the challenger. Hailing from South Africa, fighting out of South Africa, 30 years old. Banger of a fight.
Great fight.
Narrative-wise, even better. Somebody's got daddy issues. Dricus, he might push those buttons. Who knows?
I'm him. I talk shit during the fight.
I was just reading that Strickland said that if Dricus says some crazy shit, that he's gonna stab him. He said stab him. They better get security. They better hold this man. Matter of fact, they better pat down Strickland because he might actually come in with a gun.
100%.
I never seen Strickland fight was like this.
He's in shape. He's in shape for this fight too. By the way,
he's fighting with such emotion.
He looks great.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What do you think? I'm gonna throw it at you. This fight is sick.
I think it's a bad thing because Du Plessis is the one pulling the strings.
You're not wrong.
He's getting in his head. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't. In my opinion, it's not going to matter because either Du Plessis is going to get him early, or Sean's going to bury him late. That's how I think this fight plays out. I think Du Plessis is the lean.
I don't disagree with you
because I think Du Plessis. You can't ignore what he did to Robert Whittaker. Like he walked through him. I lost that bet because I thought Rob blew up almost all my parlays. I thought he was going to lose the fight. I thought Du Plessis was going to lose the fight, but I feel like this guy's like Myra, just being completely overlooked.
I agree.
In terms of what he does well. And he knows how to have a high, tight guard, knows how to block well. Strickland, and let's not underestimate Strickland here, very good defensively, has some of the best defensive striking numbers in the UFC, to be frank. I think Du Plessis can catch him with a big shot and hurt him the same way he hurt Whittaker, even though I think Whittaker might be a little shot-borne. He hasn't really won shots well since the Yoel Romero fights, if we're being frank. But I think Du Plessis can catch him with a big shot. But I tell you what, this might be a live bet opportunity because if Du Plessis starts huffing and puffing by the second round, third round, if it gets there, I think you play Strickland and ride with him for the rest of the fight because Sean ain't getting tired. And I know Du Plessis was saying that it was like a deviated septum issue. I believe that, but I don't believe that. I think that's partially true. I think we haven't seen this guy in 5-round fight, and this guy has been knocked down and hurt in almost all his fights. That's what made the Robert Whittaker fight so revealing.
For me, I don't know. I don't think he's got. So I do think he's got a cardio issue, but I don't think it's a terrible cardio issue. He's one of those fighters, I think, in my opinion, where I misjudged him. I used to think that he was just one of these guys who would just gas and have nothing left. Nah, he's one of these fighters where he'll gas, but he can recharge. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll come out fresh the second round, or he'll come out fresh the third round.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I think you will see it.
Sean's gonna make him work.
Sean is 100% gonna make him work. I think what's interesting is the styles clash, because when Strickland fought Adesanya was hesitant to strike back because Adesanya is such a calculated striker. And, you could say some of that was, partly due to burnout. Adesanya was fighting a wild schedule, defending his belt 4 or 5 times before he got to Strickland. At the same time, you have to give Strickland some credit. His pressure is crazy. He walks forward. His iCarly defense, for some reason, works. Adesanya couldn't get around it. And all credit to Strickland. He won the belt fair and square. He whooped Adesanya's ass.
Yeah.
There was not a round I think I gave Adesanya.
No.
It was rough.
Yeah.
That being said, Du Plessis is a guy who does not know how to walk backwards either.
No.
He walks forward. Matter of fact, he runs forward. Throws with everything. Does have the wrestling. He does have some wrestling.
That's where the fight's going to get interesting.
You think so?
I think so, because I feel like Du Plessis, he could catch him, but he probably could miss him. And that's why this is one of the hardest main events I've called. I don't know. I may feel Strickland tomorrow. I may feel Du Plessis the next day. I just feel like that Sean could mitigate a lot of his striking. Du Plessis has got to wrestle him, in my opinion, and give him different looks to probably set up his punches or just get him to the ground to win minutes. But if he doesn't get it there, like, is he really going to knock out Sean? There's a possibility he doesn't. And Sean just buries him with pressure.
I think there's a possibility he does knock out Sean, but if he does, it's early.
It has to be early.
And the reason I say that is because even though his iCarly defense worked against Adesanya, that Philly shell, you can get around it with hooks. Du Plessis throws crazy hooks.
He throws hooks.
And he throws them early and often.
Correct.
I mean, ask Whitaker about him.
Yep.
He was getting caught.
Around the guard, everything.
Right around the guard. I think, you know what, the more I think about it, I think you're right. I think the early on, Du Plessis all the way.
If he starts if he doesn't get him out by the second round, third round, if he's huffing, you fucking live bet Sean Strickland.
Whoever's on their back foot is going to be losing this fight. And I think early on, I could see Strickland being on his back foot only because Du Plessis just can't help but just run forward.
Correct.
But you're right. I think as the fight plays on, if he does start getting tired, and I am completely wrong about his cardio, where he's a recharger,
he could be missing a lot and just getting tired just from missing. Like, that's the thing. And then like he could miss, they could circle, and then Sean will back him up against the cage. And dude, there's so many ways that this fight is so good.
It's great.
It's a great. I don't know.
Now, and I'll give Sean Strickland credit as well. He does have decent takedown defense.
He does.
But I think the way Du Plessis gets his takedowns is not super technical. Like, there's technique.
He's a gorilla. He's a gorilla.
He picks things up and he puts things down.
He's a gorilla.
I think he can have the ability and probably will take Sean Strickland down. Again, it's all early though.
Correct.
So if Sean can survive the first 2 rounds, I think third round is gonna be pivotal. If it gets to the third round, it's pivotal because then you get to see one, Du Plessis' cardio, 2, Strickland's heart. And whether he's he's completely focused in this fight, because if
Du
he
Plessis
starts
in
moving
his
forward,
head, Du Plessis in his head, he could get knocked out.
Yeah.
So like I said, and you're gonna see if Sean even gets to the third. I don't think Sean will knock him out, but like early, I think Sean will stop him mid to late. It just depends on the flow of the fight, because if Dricus comes out and just starts like a bat out of hell, he could gas after the first, second round.
100%.
He's a big guy. He has a lot of muscle, bro. I just don't know if he has cardio for 5 rounds. I'm just being frank.
They both got him here listed at 6'1". They both got him listed here with 76-inch reaches. I swear I thought Strickland was slightly bigger.
I think Du Plessis. I thought Du Plessis was longer than him. Hey, yo.
Pause.
So. But yeah, I think
he is South African.
I think that's how I'm going to play it. Like, Du Plessis early and Strickland late. That's how I'm playing it.
Well, okay. I might just jump into it because I do have a better feeling than you, I guess, I think. And I think Du Plessis is the side. I think I'm going to stop denying this man. As much as I like Strickland, I think it's Du Plessis' time. I think I might be jumping. I might put a small little little dog shot on Du Plessis to win here. I'm feeling Du Plessis.
I'm not mad at it. This is literally dog or pass too.
Yeah,
you can play it that way too.
It is dog or pass, and the line is close as fuck.
Du Plessis is the dog here, so I'm not mad at that play. And I think if you want to play it that way,
but I think the way you want to play it, like, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's the smart way, to be honest. Because
I don't see Du Plessis. I know he's talking all this shit about his septum. I just don't know how, even if it was a cardio issue, how is he gonna deal with Strickland for 5 rounds when we haven't seen it before?
Yeah,
a guy who is already historically, he gets tired on his front foot. So if Strickland starts backing him up, how's it gonna look?
Yeah,
he's gonna be exhausted as shit.
For me, I'm more worried about it narrative wise. And maybe it's not the best way to cap a fight, but I am worried about
Strickland's being mentally involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
emotionally involved, rather.
If he can't control his emotions,
Du Plessis can knock him out.
He could overreach. And, you reach, I teach. You know what I'm saying? Du Plessis ain't the one you want to be, fucking around with like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the way I'm feeling. Also, on top of the fact, Jesus Christ, you can't ignore, again, like we said before, Du Plessis straight ripping Whitaker.
Got it.
But-
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
And that pretty much does it for UFC 297. In the books, top to bottom, me and my brother just covered the whole motherfucking card, inside and out. How you feeling about it, boy?
I feel okay about it. Still think this is a very dangerous card for a lot of reasons, but we'll find value and we'll find out. We're going to see how we're going to play this for you guys. So for you guys mirroring us or even fading us, you guys know exactly how we're playing it and we're going to do it, So, but with that said, you already know the deal. Like, follow, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying the visuals right now on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. And for all of you guys again, thank you again for all the love. We love you guys. Thank you for all the love we've been getting and the feedback we've been getting throughout the course of this year already, which is good. Love some of the text messages and responses on IG that I'm getting, which are amazing. My Twitter following is going up. I appreciate that too. I'm trying to be a little more active on Twitter, especially, we try to break,
I need to be more active on Twitter. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I will.
Give insightful detail on some of these fights when they're going on live. And outside of that, no, we appreciate you guys. You already know the deal. Free content, free 99, free subscriptions. We're not charging you anything for this. We just want you guys to, show us some love because we've been showing you guys some love.
No, we are charging. We're charging love. I want all the damn love. Give me the love.
That's all. That's all. Where's the love? Black Eyed Peas, on repeat.
I would probably kill myself.
But no, it's all love, baby. And see you guys next episode. Episode 42 is next week, right?
Episode 42 is not next week. We got a week off.
Oh, okay.
So enjoy these fights. No boxing, unfortunately. But, take the week off. Enjoy this shit. Hopefully you make some money tailing us or fading us. But, it is what it is, man, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. Holla at y'all. Love y'all. Peace out.